try! France have got the try! What a try for France!
Greenwood's a striker, not a right winger.
Oh, Bruno! Oh, it's 4-2. Lewandowski's got a hat-trick too, and it's in! And RB Leipzig has scored! Oh, and he has as well! Oh! Did he win it? He did, crept in!
Hey, who? Not John. I don't think it's John. It's Poppy, it's
32-30! Oh my god! Wow! Oh, take a bow. I'm standing up.
Hello there and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live stream watch along of the semi-finals of the Continental Cup. That is the Women's League Cup in England, and we have tonight the second semi-final, Manchester City women welcoming Tottenham Hotspur women at the Academy Stadium. That's just the small little ground just down the road from the Etihad where the men's team normally play. But anyway, welcome to the live stream watch along. Kickoff's about 3 minutes away. So Man City have won the Continental League Cup 3 times now. Tottenham Hotspur have never got this far before by reaching the semi-finals. So history makers in the process, but can they reach the final? Can they upset Manchester City? Well, when these two sides took each other on at the Academy Stadium in the Women's Super League back in September, this was a win for Tottenham, which was an absolute massive upset from Tottenham. And that's when Man City women had a bit of a tough start to the season under Gareth Taylor. Last few weeks they've been getting better results, but as we did the last Man City women's watch along, it wasn't a good result at the end after, well, they didn't get the win against Arsenal, and Tobin scored a last-minute equaliser to get a draw out of it to deny Man City the full 3 points. Anyway, the starting lineups are in. They're on the side of me for both teams, and that's the predicted formation. So it looks as though both teams are going with the same one, which is 4-3-3. To be honest, if you want to know where I got this is from sofascore.com. We don't get paid to use it. We're just getting it from their website. But it looks as though Ellie Roebuck, the main goalkeeper, is back in between the sticks. In defence, from left to right, we've got Demi Stokes, Alex Greenwood, Roby Mace along with Greenwood. So no Steph Houghton on the starting lineup. Lucy Bronze, one of the best players in the world, at right back. In midfield, we have Caroline Weir, Kira Walsh and Georgia Stanway. And up front, look at this for a front three. Lauren Hemp on the left, Jessica Park in the middle, and Kaija Shaw on the right. Shaw scored against Arsenal when we did the last watch along of Man City women here on Let's Talk Sport. For Tottenham Hotspur, Rebecca Spencer in goal. She is, in my eyes, a fantastic goalkeeper. She makes very good saves when the team needs it. From right to left, we've got Shelina Sadowski. Shelina, a player that won Olympic gold medal with Canada last summer in the football. Molly Bartrip in centre-back with Keris Harrop. And then Ashley Neville at left-back. And then in midfield, we got Kaya Simon, Ria Pezavel, and Mieva Clemeran in midfield. Then we've got from right to left up front, Jessica Naz, Rachel Williams in the centre, and on the left is Rosella Ayana. So those are your starting lineups for Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur. Anyway, don't be shy, get in touch. Love to hear from you on the live chat page. Be sure to message me throughout the stream and I'll read out as many of your messages as I can. And if you haven't yet, vote on the poll on there and vote for which team you think will join Chelsea women in the Continental Cup final. I believe the final is on Saturday, March 5th, so pretty much a month away from now. And I believe it's actually taking place in Wimbledon, at AFC Wimbledon's ground for that final. So, yeah, interesting battle ahead, but we don't know who will be there with Chelsea. Chelsea beat Man United 3-1 last night at Kings Meadow. I didn't watch the game, but I think they were always expected to beat Man United at the end. Man United not that experienced up there in the women's game yet, but they're getting there. They're building a good team, but Chelsea, pretty much the best team in England at the moment, the current WSL champions, recently won the FA Cup back in December, and under Emma Hayes, they are very, very hard to beat. So both teams are out onto the pitch. It looks as though they're just doing the coin toss. between Shalina and Alex Greenwood. Greenwood, the captain for Man City tonight, their centre-back. Let's get some crowd noise on for you. So, getting ready for the kickoff. And it'll be Tottenham to start it off. They're going to be attacking from right to left, City left to right. City in the full turquoise blue kit, their home colours. And Tottenham in white shirt. Bet you could say navy shorts. And it'll be Williams to kick off for Tottenham. And away we go. In case you're wondering as well, we do have another watch-along happening right now on Let's Talk Sport, which is with my good friend Luke Tanner. He's doing the second semi-final of the Africa Cup of Nations, and that is between Mo Salah's Egypt up against the hosts Cameroon. So it should be an interesting battle over the next 90 minutes or so. Now, Demi Stokes already just seconds in, limping away from an incident there, but she's okay. She's just kicked the ball now and carried on. But not the start you want for any football. You'd hate to just come on for a few seconds then go off injured. Here she is now. Now with Hemp. Oh, Ashley Neville trying to win the ball back. Tottenham already conceding a corner before we reach 50 seconds. It's going to be on the far side. Percival with the last touch, it looked like. Anyway, here's the corner. After all that, Man City have kicked it all the way back to the halfway line. As some of you regulars know, I hate corners like that. But yes, do get in touch, folks. Love to hear from you. Currently on our poll, Man City are the favourites at 75%, 25% for Spurs. Now Lucy Bronze. But yeah, as a United fan, I'm gutted. We lost last night. I kept an eye on it in the background because I was doing the Africa Cup of Nations of Senegal versus Burkina Faso. So I kept an eye on it and I was absolutely gutted. One moment it was nil each. The next time I checked it was 2-1 to Chelsea, and then Chelsea made it 3-1. I think at half time, and there was no goals in that second half. So even though United had an entire half to come back, they just couldn't get anywhere near that Chelsea goal, it seems. Such a shame. But I think it's a good run for United. That's a promising campaign, really, for them. Still a team that haven't won a trophy since they won the Championship, which is the league below the Super League, when they promoted a few years ago. Tottenham being forced to play it from the back. Sure, I've been told by some of you viewers from the last watch-along we did with Man City that Shaw never misses, and she scored in that game. That's for sure. Very good, Jamie. Very good. I know. Very good. But we'll keep you up to date on the other scores, especially that Egypt-Cameroon game. In fact, I'll do that. Let me just double check. So yeah, goalless between Cameroon and Egypt at the moment. As you can see, already 6 minutes gone in that game. And Gareth Taylor watching on. It can be quite a cold stage in that... Sorry, folks. I've noticed my video is completely... Hang on. So a bit of a delay, sorry, on my video at the moment. So Spencer having a cross coming in from the right, the goalkeeper. No problems for her there. Straight towards her from Park, I think it was. So Lucy Bronze. I do apologise, folks, but this sometimes happens when there's a bit of a delay with my voice and the camera. It's really annoying. I know it's sometimes because of the streaming and the buffering. It's just the way it is, but let me just sort this out. Hopefully that'll do the trick. So sorry about that. Throw-in for Tottenham. 5.5 minutes. Man City, you do think, well, I expect City to still win. They've got a lot more strength in their squad after the last time. After the last time these two sides played. They had a few injuries pretty much near the start of the season, and 1 or 2 having COVID, I think. Georgia Stanway's conceded a free kick. Oh, wasn't intentional, but she stamped on one of her opponent's boot. Not a nice way to go. Percival, that was. Just trying to see what kind of crowds we've got for tonight's game. There's a few in the main stand. There's 2 main stands at the Academy Stadium. And then on the behind the goals, they're mainly you just stand, safe standing, whatever you call it, standing areas. But they normally they don't seem to make them ever available whenever I see them play there. But you know, they may not be playing in the men's stadium, Man City women, but they certainly have a great facility at the City Academy. Just down the road from the main stadium. Here's Jessica Park. I think she's won a free kick. Lucy Bronze trying to take it straight away, but just kicks at her opponent because she's standing right in front of it. Did it on purpose, no doubt. I love when players do that, but I don't get what they're trying to do about it, to be honest. Of course, the one thing to look forward to later this month is the Arnold Clark Cup, which involves 4 international women's teams, including England, who are the hosts, Germany women, Canada, and Spain. So those are your 4 teams, and they're kind of like a group stage, basically a group stage format where they all play each other once, and then obviously whoever finishes top wins the Arnold Clark Cup. And they're going across England with those games, so I think I can't remember which order it is, but at least in the final round later this month, it's at Molineux, which is Wolverhampton Wanderers' stadium. But before that, they go to 2 other places, which is Norwich and Middlesbrough. But I can't remember which order they start in with those. But yeah, I'm hoping to get tickets or just go there regardless to the match at Molineux. Annoyingly, it's on a weekday. But it's on during like half term in terms of school holidays, so I wonder if that's why they've done it that week, so that kids and families can go. But England playing in the evening at 7:30, so it doesn't really matter. Here comes Hemp. She's passed 1 player, and now a second. She'll go for it with her right foot straight at Spence. But Lauren Hemp, she's improved so much in the last 12 months since properly watching her for the first time. Great player to watch. And no wonder she's always one of the regular players now for the Lionesses. We got a comment from Tadger Scott asking which team has more possession. So at the moment it's Manchester City. If we're talking about from start to the current timing of the game, which is 9.5 minutes. It's back in Man City's half at the moment. There are some WSL games taking place this weekend. And of course, let's have a look. If I share my screen. So as you can see at the moment. Oh, hang on. So it starts off on Saturday at 12:30. Arsenal versus Man United. That's a big game. That Arsenal expected to win, but Man United beat them recently in the League Cup. It's going to be another corner for Man City on the near side. Shalina, the captain, having to make the clearance. The Canadian defender winning the Olympic gold back in the summer. But look at this on Sunday now. This is the one game we really want to do. Chelsea versus Man City at 12:30 as a watch along. So we'll definitely try and do that. So we'll definitely, as I say, we'll try and do a watch along for that with myself. And then throughout the rest of Sunday, you've got, let's just see where this corner goes. It's come to nothing at the moment. Everton Reading at 1 o'clock Sunday. Birmingham City versus Leicester City at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Same time with Tottenham, who we're covering right now. Just as I say that, here come Tottenham now. And there's a big chance they could go 1-0 up. Oh, it's wide. Wide chance from Naz. Jessica Naz. She got past the defence. She got away from them. And I think maybe Ellie Roebuck did good goalkeeping here, because she came out of a box nearly. And she spread her arms and legs. And I think that didn't help Naz at all. And Naz hit it wide at the end. But that was a big chance. And Spurs know that chances like that aren't always gifted, especially at the Academy Stadium. But going back to this, and then we've got Villa versus West Ham, which is a late kickoff at 6 o'clock on Sunday. I was supposed to actually go and cover that game, but I was able to get out of it because, no offence, it's not that I didn't want to go there. It's just a 6 o'clock on a Sunday night for a football game. I don't know. I don't like that. Let's look at the table. So Arsenal, 4 points clear. Chelsea have a game in hand now, so they need to win that. Man United up against Arsenal on Saturday, as we just mentioned. Now, if they can win against Arsenal, they'll close the gap to 2 points. So it'll be interesting the outcome of that. Tottenham having a great season in fourth, having to look over their shoulders, though, of Man City just being a point behind. And Reading a point behind Man City with a game in hand. So even with Reading's game in hand, if they won that, they would go up to fourth. So Birmingham City and Leicester, though, having to battle it out to try and survive. But looks as though it's mad to think, though, that after recent years of Birmingham City having some great talent and great players coming through, looks as though they might be going down. And sadly for Birmingham, they've been more of a feeder club recently for the likes of Man City and Chelsea in the last, I'd say, 5-6 years. I mean, I'm sure financially it helped them a little bit, but also you'd want to keep these players to help you go for the big trophies and to stay quite high up in the league. So Shaw was fouled and has won a free kick. It was only on the halfway line, so no dangerous free kick there. Lucy Bond's trying to slice it down the right wing, but it's gone out for a throw into City. And here it comes through to Shaw. She's going to go alone. Oh, not a bad shot. Spencer couldn't cover it. But luckily for the Spurs keeper, it went wide. Well, I say wide. It must have just been by a whisker. But yeah, Shaw. Great ball through from Greenwood. Low ball. And she just tried to nick it into the bottom right corner of her left boot. She did well. But it's gone wide. And Spencer didn't have it covered. She stretched out for it. She wasn't sure where that was going to go. See what I did? I did it again. I keep saying that. She wasn't sure. Stuart Davis has got in touch saying, hello, mate. Just chilling with Alfonso. Watching the game, but listening to your stream. Good to have you, my good friend Stu. I should have probably got you on this watch along. I know you enjoy your women's football. And Tottenham, wow, they've been absolutely under pressure yet again. Spencer luckily got the ricochet off her opponent to get a goal kick. Playing from the back. You should only do it if you've read the book. If you haven't read the book, don't do it. It's a horrible thing to do in football. They got a free kick though, Tottenham. Tottenham haven't had much to shout about yet, but Jessica Naz, wow. She could have, let's just say she could have scored. And Man City could have been 1-0 down. But at the moment, that scoreline below says it's goalless. So we got Spurs at the moment with a free kick from the halfway line. It's with Keris Harrop. I'll say this now. Some of these Tottenham players seem to be playing out of position. Well, compared to our formation that we got off WhoScored.com. Not Who Scored, SofaScored.com. They're all the same. Looking at the poll. A few more votes now. 92% to Man City. Spurs of 8%. Oh, here they come, City. Lauren Hemp. Lucy Bronze to take the throw-in. They have missed her, City. Oh, ball through the middle. Park. Stanway. Doesn't find Park at the end. It's gone out for another goal kick. But yeah, a bit of an international break coming up, as I mentioned before, for some of these players. Especially the English players. Maybe, well, and Shalina, who will be playing for Canada in that Arnold Clark Cup. I'd imagine it's a replacement from the She Believes Cup. Or is that still happening this year? Because normally that happens in February, March time, something like that. Which is normally in the USA. England weren't in it last year. But they were in it the year before. Or was there none last year? I can't remember. I'm not sure if there was any because of COVID. I might have to actually have a look at that. Let's have a look. So the She Believes Cup is happening as well. Pretty much the same time as the Arnold Clark Cup. Okay. Who's it got in it this year then? Oh, wow. It's got no one in it. It's got, no offence, but it's got Czech Republic, Iceland and New Zealand, along with USA. Well, you may as well just give the trophy now to USA, surely. So I wonder what that's all about. You know, an Arnold Clark Cup happening as well at the same time. Is that not just like a... Have we got two rival competitions, but Arnold Clark has given them more money to get Canada and all that in it? Here comes Lucy Bronze. Cleared away, though. Park. She doesn't know where to go with it. Stuart Davis says that the Arnold Clark starts on his birthday, February 17th, unless he means She Believes Cup, because She Believes Cup starts on the 17th. I think the Arnold Clark must be on the same date then. I wonder what that's all about. There must be some sort of rivalry in that. So the Arnold Clark Cup is taking place on 17th of February in Middlesbrough. Then on the 20th of February they're at Norwich and at Carrow Road, and then Wolverhampton. So yeah, it's pretty much same days and all that. So it's almost as if they're having a rival between each other. I find that really bizarre. Stuart says USA will walk it. Well, if they don't, it's going to look rather silly in their home tournament. Oh, it's a goal! Just as I talk about all that, there's been a goal, and it's Park who scores, and it's a lovely run into the box from the right-hand side, beats her opponent, and then she just goes on her own to just shoot for the bottom left corner of the net. Apologies, folks, I completely missed that. And that is Man City taking the lead after just 21 minutes. Man City women 1, Spurs women 0. But a good start for City, and can they carry on like this? Or will Spurs respond? So Jess Park with the opening goal. So Neville's got a throw in to take. But yeah, I'll say this now to anyone who's in Norwich, Middlesbrough or near Wolverhampton. Go and see the Arnold Clark Cup if you can, because it's, I think the tickets literally range from £3.75 to £30. And that excludes booking fees. So I think you're in it for a good chance to just go and see some football, international football. It wouldn't cost much either. And I believe, I don't know if the tickets cover both games at each stadium, but if it does, then that's even better. But like, for example, I want to go to the Wolverhampton games, and the Spain-Canada tickets I mean, the lowest price is 10 quid. That's awesome. So yeah, I'd recommend it. Women's football, it's growing, but it's certainly cheap to go and see some women's football. No excuses. We got a free kick here for Spurs. That's gone to no one at all, and that's gone in behind for a City goal kick. Not the best of free kicks from the number 5 of Marley Bartrip. Roebuck in completely fluorescent kit tonight. Even her boots are fluorescent. They'll see her in the dark. Lucy Bronze with the long throw-in. Taja Scott asking who scored the first goal. It was Jess Park on the 21st minute. Now with Shalina. Oh, she's under pressure from Shaw. She is not easy to defend against. But yeah, you could say Man City, their aim for the second half of the season is to forget about the first half of the season. And I think they're slowly building up again, so I wouldn't rule them out for any trophies this season. And if City are to get to the final, I think I'd still expect Chelsea to beat them, but I think it could be an interesting contest. Chelsea in that cup final against Arsenal, I must admit, I thought Arsenal would be favourites. I thought they'd be favourites, and I thought, I wouldn't say win comfortably, but I thought they'd, score the first goal. But then the moment Chelsea took the lead, that was it. And it was early on, and it was just all Chelsea in that final. Arsenal just didn't turn up. But maybe I underestimated, despite the fact that Arsenal were top of the league at that time and still are, Chelsea have had a great 2021. Stuart says Lucy Bronze is the best women's player I've seen live. Oh, that's a good one. In terms of best player I've seen live. Oh, hang on, just as I talk about all this, there's a chance here for Caroline Weir, and then a shot. Surely Shaw will tap it in. There you go, 2-0. Will it be offside? There's one or two. Well, it was Park that got the ball back into the goal zone. And then literally a yard away from the goal line, Shaw, easiest tap-in she'll ever make in her career, has made it 2-0 after 26 minutes. And at the moment, Man City are going to be comfortably going into the cup final next month. If they carry on playing like this, 2-0. Yeah, I've seen Lucy Bronze a few times. It's a hard one to say which one I've enjoyed the most seeing live. I've really enjoyed seeing G live. I think G's a really good player who plays for Chelsea. How do I... Medema was quality when I saw her once. It was in a Women's Champions League game at Bourne Woods ground, which is where the Arsenal women's team play normally. It was only a group stage game, but even so, I think she scored a hat-trick that night, and every time you saw Medema with the ball, she's just a goal machine. I'd like to say she's the Lewandowski of women's football. You're just guaranteed to see her score at least one goal a game. Fantastic to watch. And I think she's got more goals than games at Arsenal. I might be wrong there, but might have to check that out. Tadra Scott says Marta is the best player alive. Marta currently plays in America, doesn't she? She obviously, if people didn't know, Marta is a Brazilian player. She's been around the women's football block for at least 10 years or so now. I remember watching my first Women's World Cup, which was 2011 in Germany, and Marta was in that Brazil squad. So yeah, she's been around for a while. Let me do a quick Google on her. So Marta, she's 35. So I was going to say she's currently with Orlando Pride. In case you really are wondering, apparently in 2012 she was earning 400 grand in US dollars. Greatest female footballer of all time. It's a tough one. It's hard to disagree with that, really. She has been fantastic. But the only problem is she still hasn't won a World Cup for Brazil. And I'd imagine she'll want to compete in next year's World Cup, because that might be her last chance. But yeah, she's been with Orlando Pride since 2017. Played for Santos for a bit and had more goals and appearances for them. Medema, though, let's have a look at her. So Medema's stat this season, she's got 8 goals in the Women's Super League out of her 12 games. But in terms of her overall... All right, okay. So she hasn't got more goals than games for Arsenal, but she's on 66 goals. So 9 off her appearances for Arsenal, which is 75. That is crazy. Stuart Davis says, Medema, I'm gutted I never watched her. Definitely agree with the Lewandowski comparisons. Here come Tottenham now. Can they get an early equaliser? And the cross deflected. Has that gone out for a throw-in? I can't quite tell from the angle. Couldn't see the referee signal it. It looked like a throw-in. But yeah, looked like it was a corner. No, sorry, throw-in at the end. City have been able to dispossess it and control the situation from the back line. But, what was I going to say? But yeah, our poll is suggesting that Man City are definite cert to win and reach the final. 95% of you now voted for Man City. Only a little bit of you, of 5%, have gone with Spurs. Tajir Scott says, Kajia Shaw is the best striker in the world. She should compare with Robert Lewandowski. I don't know much about Shaw until she joined Man City, but let me just look at some stats if there are any. But just as I say that, Man City, over the crossbar shot from Georgia Stanway. If she got that connection right, that could have been some goal. So, Kajia Shaw, she's 25. I mean, look at that. Look at her. If you look at Bordeaux, she's got 32 goals in 35 appearances while she was there, and she was only there for 2 years. For Jamaica, she's got 42 goals in 31 appearances for Jamaica since being part of the team at the beginning of 2015, and obviously at the moment for Man City she's got 2 goals. I think she might have more than that. The Wikipedia stats are not always accurate, but it gives you a rough estimate of how good they are. So yeah, she is. I could see what Tajir Scott is trying to point out. Statistic wise, she is awesome. Oh, wrong one. There we go. But yeah, not a bad signing for Man City. Good scouting there. It was only in France to pick up. But yeah, there were rumours last week that Medema is having talks again. Well, not with Lyon, I think with Barcelona and PSG. Which, if that's the case, you could see her leaving Arsenal this season. This summer. It was a... Here we go. So, according to The Guardian, so Arsenal striker Vivian Medema holds talks with PSG and Barcelona. She says she wants to win the Champions League. Dutch striker adds that door not closed on Arsenal. I mean, I'll say this now about Medema. She clearly loves Arsenal. She's always made that clear. So she's not leaving because of the club. As I said, she's got no problems with the club. But as you can tell, it's obvious why she wants to join a team like Barcelona, because they are the best team in the world right now, and I would say they are the favourites again to win the Women's Champions League this season. They've got to keep an eye on Lyon, for example. They are still up there. Wolfsburg. And maybe PSG, but yes. She says, in the coming weeks I have to get a certain feeling for the right club. She told the Dutch newspaper Ad, where she will be a columnist, but the door to Arsenal is definitely not closed yet. I want to win the Champions League. I want to get the most out of it. That means I may have to take the next step. I'm 25 and that's still quite young, but I've been around for a while. The years to come should officially be my peak years. She said, I have to spend it somewhere at a club that best suits my ambitions. She added, however, that she was very happy in London, which is now her second home. Life is good here, and I know myself, I have to be happy off the pitch to perform on the pitch. So, yeah, for any of you Arsenal fans or Medema fans, keep an eye out. Oh, Bronze has won a corner. That could have been a dangerous crossing if that wasn't blocked. 10 minutes to go. And at the moment, Man City all in full control to reach the final next month against Chelsea women. Bronze tried to get a cross in and it was blocked away at the end by, I think that was Ashley Neville. So, corner kick. Straight into the box, headed away. Oh, this is a good run by Clermont. Jessica Naz now, who should have scored earlier before Man City started scoring. Oswald Hughes says, does Barcelona need a striker? Do they? They're scoring goals for fun in their own league. Let's even go and check their results. Barcelona Femini. Well, yesterday they won 4-1 against Levante. And, yeah, Osceola, Nigerian player, Nigerian striker, she's been pretty good at Barca. They beat Real Betis 4-0 back on Saturday. They won 7-0 against Atletico Madrid in the Supercopa the weekend before. And then they beat Real Madrid only by a goal to nil. Sorry, the results aren't showing everything there. There we go. But let's look at the table. How far ahead are they? Well, they're 14 points ahead. And look at the goals for 106. And they've only conceded 5 times so far this season in the league. And their goal difference is 101. So maybe they need a striker in Europe, but I would like to confidently say that they don't. But, you know, Medema, not a bad addition to the squad. And that'll just make them dominate even more in my eyes. So I can see what Oswald is now saying, asking, does Barcelona need a striker? At first, I actually thought you meant they really need one, so apologies about that. But yeah, I get what you're saying now. But yeah, that is... It's mad, isn't it? PSG would definitely benefit more with her, there's no doubt about that. But you got to remember, Leek Martins is there. Dutch teammate. I don't know if they're that close, but maybe that would make her choose Barcelona over PSG. You know, they've both played well together with Holland. Oswald says, win the Champions League and go back to Arsenal. That's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. That's what Lucy Bronze did. I'm sure she dreams of doing it with Man City. But she left Man City, let's not forget, and then went to Lyon and won, well, at least one. She won at least one. I don't know how many she won, but, you know, Lyon won quite a few in a row in the last few years until Barcelona picked it up and stopped that run last season. So I would maybe say, I think that's not a bad call. You know, go out there, go win a few trophies with another club, and then when the time comes, get Arsenal to bring her back. And Arsenal, we all know, have been consistently a top team in the last 20 years. So I think I like that. Tadja Scott says, Kajir Shaw scored 42 goals for Jamaica women's senior team. She scored more goals for Jamaica, but for the senior team, she scored 42. I mean, I don't know much about where Jamaica are in women's football in terms of the countries that they might play against in the qualifyings for the World Cup and stuff, but is it that competitive? I don't know. If it isn't, then maybe it's quite easy for Shaw, because we've got Shaw in the Women's Super League. She's clearly finding her feet. She's doing all right. But this league is a lot more competitive than where she's playing internationally. I'm not scared to say that. Demi Stokes now with, I think that's Lauren Hemp. Cross looks good. Oh, just away there by Shalina, one of the centre backs. She is a great defender. I actually have interviewed Shalina Sadowski Really, really good to listen to. She's we did a pre-season press conference for the Women's Super League back in the summer. It was her, and I'm trying to remember who her teammate was. It was her, and I can't remember who it was. I've forgotten all of a sudden. I don't think it was Jessica Naz. I'm not sure now. That's going to do my head in. But yeah, it was good to interview them, and they were a good laugh when I asked them a few questions. It was on a Zoom call. It wasn't in the same room or anything like that, but they were really, really good to listen to. I did that for Women's Football magazine, so enjoyed that. So currently, I'm just checking what the score is with the Egypt-Cameroon game. And literally, it's just about to be half-time there, and there's no goals yet. So, as expected, tight game. Oswald says, Lyon or PSG would be best choice with more minutes and playing time and able to take on Barca. Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's easy to say yes to Barcelona, but when they've already got a squad that doesn't need fixing, Medina might have to prove herself to even get in the starting lineup. So I think you're probably right. I'd probably choose Lyon, just because they know how to do it. And Lyon wanted her last summer, it had seemed, and I honestly thought when Arsenal got the signing of Nikita Paris from Lyon, I thought Medina was going to go the other way, but that didn't happen. I'm not sure why that didn't happen, but let's not forget she had the Olympics before the season had started, so maybe she was more focused on that. She didn't think too much of a future, and let's be honest, Arsenal were going to do anything they can to keep her. Greenwood ball in, volleyed effort. Oh, it's just wide. Was that Caroline Rhea? It was, yeah. Not a bad effort. It was wide at the end, but for a moment where that ball was going, I thought she got the target there. Came off from a header in the box when it was a Greenwood free kick, but it's gone wide. And oh, jeez. Tottenham. I think they've, again, taken a goal kick and nearly given it away near their own target. And I think, luckily, it came off one of the City players for it to go for another goal kick. But if I was Rebecca Spencer, I wouldn't do that. She's doing it again. Playing from the back. And Shalina, she got out of it, but she was under pressure the moment she got that ball from the goalkeeper. I think when you're up against a big team, it's hard to play from the back, and I don't know why they advertise it, really. Oswald says that Lyon wants to win, so money is no object to the owner. I must ask, Oswald, where are you from? Have we had you on one of our watch-alongs before? It's good to have people on talking about women's football with us. If you haven't yet, folks, and you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. It's free to follow us on YouTube. It's Let's Talk Sport. That's our channel name. And our next women's watch-along actually is this Sunday with Manchester City as they travel to Chelsea women at 12:30 p.m. on Sunday. That's British time, in case you're outside the UK time zone. But yeah, do join us for that as well. Less than a minute to go till half time. Man City, nothing to worry about at the moment. 2-0 up and have one foot in the final. Lucy Bronze, great run. Oh, she tried to pick out Shaw, but Shaw apologises. She knows she probably should have made the run there. And Spencer picks it up. 2 minutes of added time. Oswald says, think Man City would be able to take on Chelsea at full with a full health team. They were down because of too many injuries. Exactly. The first half of the season, easy to forget. But second half of the season, they're building up. And like I said, when we did the Man City Arsenal women game the other week, City were minutes away from winning that until Tobin Heath came on and scored an equaliser, which would have been a big win for City. But they were able to hold Arsenal at ransom. Oswald said that follows the US, lives in the US and follows the NWSL and the Women's Super League. Would love to get your thoughts, Oswald, on the NWSL. It's quite good over here because we can watch those games via Twitch for free. So they are accessible to watch over here pretty decently. But would love to know your thoughts on if the league's big over there. Oswald says, still missing Chloe Kelly on the right side. She helps score goals and assists with confidence. Oh, Tottenham just can't get out their own half at the moment, to be honest. And there is an injury now for Bartrip. That's the Tottenham Hotspur centre-back. Now, was there a yellow card there? I think it was for sure. Says on the back of her shirt, Bunny. Not sure if that's a nickname or if that's in her full name. But yeah, Bartrip's back on the pitch. Limping. Hopefully she can continue. I'm sure didn't mean it, but it looked like a late challenge. Well, 2 minutes are up. Not sure how many seconds she'll put up. Sorry, not how many more seconds the referee will carry on with. Jessica Naz up against Bronze, and there's only ever going to be one winner there, and that's Lucy Bronze. Now Demi Stokes on the opposite side of the field. Even though we're over the 2 minutes, there might just be another chance here for City to make it 3-0. Is Lauren Hem outpaces her teammate. Tried to pick out Shaw. Spence had to punch it behind for a corner. I'll say this now. I think Spencer could have maybe catched that, but it doesn't matter. She's just taken her gloves off because the referee has blown the whistle for half time. But yeah, Lauren Hem, her pace is too strong for the right back of Ashley Neville. But anyway, half time then. So Manchester City, goals coming from Jess Park and a simple tap in for Shaw has put City ahead. And as I said just then, 1 foot in the final for next week. Sorry, not for next week, next month, 5th of March in Wimbledon. And that'll be to face Chelsea women in the Continental League Cup final. Of course, still another 45 minutes to go. But at the moment, Spurs are struggling just to get out of their own half. Their only chance was from Jessica Naz, who was able to win the ball from Kira Walsh and then get herself ahead of the defenders. And then Ellie Robert came out of the box to try and stop her. And Naz hit it wide at the end, which was a big moment of the game because that was before City had scored. And if they had gone and a goal up, this game would have been very different, I'm absolutely sure. So currently Man City 2, Tottenham 0. We can have a look at the stats if you want. If we actually go and refresh this. Let me just get the internet sharing page up. Turn the atmosphere sound off for a bit since it's half time. But yeah, as you can see here, there's not really much stats actually from SofaScore today, unless I refresh the page, unless they've got rankings. Normally they do ratings of the players throughout the game, which is always interesting to see. But maybe they haven't got one for this game. Nope, don't think so. Let's just see if there's any stats on Google at least. So here you go. Look at these. So City with 9 shots, Tottenham 1. 3 shots on target for City, Tottenham 0, and 2 of them going into the back of the net. Possession has been a lot more for Man City at 65%, Tottenham at 35%. Looks like the passes doesn't get counted from the people who are doing the stats here. Yellow card for each team. So far, City have had 3 corners, while Tottenham have had 0. And just quickly checking, so at half-time between Cameroon and Egypt, it's goalless there in their semi-final. And if you are wondering, we are doing a watch-along right now on the channel with Luke Tanner in a separate stream, so do join him for that as well. But anyway, we're going to have a quick break for half-time, and we'll be right back for the start of the second half. So can Tottenham come back, or will Man City blitz their way through to the final in 4 weeks' time? We'll be back in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back to the second half, part 2 of our live stream watch along of Man City women versus Spurs women. As you can see, the scoreline is very one-sided if you've just joined us. 2-0 to Man City women. If you've only just joined us, the goal scorer is coming from Jess Park and Kajija Shaw. And yeah, so that is the difference between the... Excuse me, I've just had a bit of orange juice and it always makes me hiccup. So we're just getting ready for the second half. And the referee just waiting for both teams. Both groups are out back on the pitch. I haven't seen any substitutions from either side, so yeah, they've just cracked on with it. So the second half has begun. I forgot to change the timer. There we go. But yeah, Man City, wow. If they don't win from this position, then Gareth Taylor's in big trouble. He's had a difficult season as it is. Oh no, here we go. So Ashley Neville has been replaced by Asmita Ali. So there has been a substitution at half-time for the visiting team. I'm just getting the live chat page back up. And there was a few messages I forgot to read for when we went into half-time. Here we go. Tadger Scott saying, yes, it is in the USA. It's getting better. The clubs in the US by many top-class players. Of course, we have, what's he called? Megan Rapinoe's there, Alex Morgan, Marta, some big players definitely playing in the NWSL. I've only watched a few now and again on Twitch, but I don't think they're... I think it's currently off-season, isn't it, the NWSL? I'll have to double-check that. Oswald says, 2 new teams in the NWSL. 12 teams in total this coming season. Still tough league. Even last place team can give top teams problems. So still very competitive. And that's what you want to see, though, don't you? You know, no matter how big or small the league is, like the Women's Super League, we want to see it more competitive. You don't want to see teams run away with the league or run away from the teams that are going to get, excuse me, relegated. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean the women. It's not the women's. The Spanish league at the moment, for example, in terms of the women's division, Barcelona are winning by 14 points, and it's already done, isn't it? That's all been pretty much decided. Oswald saying that Man City usually 60 or more % possession, which he said before half time when I was showing the stats, and yes, you were right. But yeah, they've pretty much got the same here at this game so far. But yes, we've also got a watch along right now from Cameroon with Luke Tanner, Egypt taking on Cameroon in the second semi-final of the Africa Cup of Nations. And now a long-range shot straight at Spencer. That was Lucy Bronze with her right foot. She fancied a go from outside the box, about just under 30 yards, straight at the goalkeeper. Oh, that's a foul. Oh, I think Greenwood's been elbowed in the face. Let's see the replay. Yeah. She got whacked in the face. That wasn't nice. Yeah, she's just had to pause the match here. She's probably going to have to get checked out from that. Of course, with head collisions and stuff like that these days, they normally get taken seriously. Well, I say that the referees decided to play on and crack on with it again. So City having a little free kick in their own half and just played on. Demi Stokes down the wing of Caroline Weir, who nearly found the net in that first half. But no, I'll just double check when the NWSL is back. Unless it's already started and I didn't know. So as you can see there, still goalless between Cameroon and Egypt. Oh, actually, that's interesting in The Guardian. The NWSL and players agreed to deal, including minimum $35,000 salary. League and union reached deal on Monday after negotiations. Competition is embarking on its 10th season. So, 10 seasons? I kept thinking the NWSL has been around for years. I'll never forget that bit of Bend It Like Beckham, and this film's 2000. God, that film's 20 years old this year. Oh, I'm feeling my age, and I'm only 27. But no, this is good. The National Women's Soccer League and its Players Association said on Monday night they have agreed to their first ever collective bargaining agreement. The CBA must still be approved by the NWSL's Board of Governors, but it comes as players are expected to report to team training camps on Tuesday. The NWSL is embarking on its 10th season as the top women's professional league in the United States, and two new teams, Angle City and the San Diego Wave, are joining the league. Now, I think it's San Diego Wave that has Jill Ellis coaching that team, or no, is it Casey Stoner and Jill Ellis is running the club or something like that? So basically, among the provisions is a minimum salary of $35,000, a nearly 60% increase with 4% yearly raises. All players will see increased salaries, retirement fund contributions, life and health insurance from housing. So it's getting there. It is getting there. So it's not going to be done overnight, but yeah, women's football's getting a lot more finances, which is good, especially in what is, let's be honest, in terms of World Cups, USA is probably the biggest country in women's football. But yeah, let me just find out when the fixtures are. I'd imagine for March time. Let's go on the NWSL website. Still 2-0 to City. I am keeping an eye on it, but let me just... damn this newsletter thing. I'm trying to click the X on it. Go away! I'll sort that in a moment. Oh, there we go. I don't think they've got the fixtures up yet. I will make it my responsibility to actually watch a bit more NWSL this season. Yeah, it looks like they haven't. Yeah, they haven't even put up the 2022 yet. So last year it started in May time. So I'd imagine it'll be around the same time this year. I'm not sure, but the MLS starts at the end of this month, which we're going to try and do a few watch-alongs throughout the season. We only did one last season on the opening weekend, which was into Miami against Galaxy, but let's make sure we properly do it this time. So there was a foul on, they're showing the replay, but now the game's back underway. Man City have the ball outside, just outside Spurs' box. Should get cleared by the goalkeeper of Spencer. But yes, folks, don't be shy. Get in touch on the live chat page. Always love your company. But yes, we got a few watch-alongs this weekend, mainly on the Sunday. I'm having to work on Saturday, so I won't be able to do any on Saturday, but there will be at least 2 to 3 streams on Sunday. 2 of them involve myself. On Sunday at 12:30 p.m, we have the Women's Super League game of Chelsea women hosting Manchester City women. Big game that is for the top of the table clash. Both teams not top, but they'll be trying to close the gap on Arsenal, who are currently top of the league, and have pretty much been top of the league since the opening weekend when they beat Chelsea at the Emirates, which was quite a convincing win that day. But they're not. But then later on that day, we've got the Euro Futsal final, and the Euro Futsal semis are taking place tomorrow evening. So we won't find out till the end of tomorrow who's going to be there. But Portugal and Spain are playing each other, and I think the other one... Let me double check this. I might be wrong, but I have a feeling it's Ukraine-Russia, you know. Which, if so, that's going to be a bit awkward. I don't need to, I'm sure you'll have seen in the news how weird it's got between them two nations recently. It's taking forever to load, come on. Still goals between Cameroon and Egypt. Yep. The semi-finals tomorrow is between Ukraine and Russia. Wow, that's not awkward. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah. Not that it'll be awkward between the players. They're just there to do a job and play futsal, but yeah, politically wise, it's a bit weird. Oswald saying, nope, no fixtures yet. When do you reckon they'll announce the fixtures, Oswald? It seems a bit close to the season, don't you think? Oh, volleyed effort over the crossbar. Lucy Bronze again. That's one off target. She's had at least one on target. Now she's got a shot off target. Oswald says, Trinity Rodman getting 1.1 million for 4-year contract. Wow. Not a bad contract. So that must be what? Pretty much 250, $250,000 a year. Just over that since it's 1.1 million. Oh, good. Is that a corner? I think it will be. Oswald says the first year in NWSL pay minimum salary was $6,000 in 2013. Interesting fact. It's come a long way in quite a short time, really. But this is the thing with women's football. It's had to create its own value. Let's not forget that. You still need to get the fans to come. You've got to generate some money. Lucy Bronze with a free header. And now a chance. Oh, Lauren Hemp, I think it was. Nearly tapped in the third goal, but somehow went over the crossbar at close range. Started off with the corner from Georgia Stanway. It was towards Lucy Bronze. She actually hit the post at the end. And then Georgia Stanway coming in again with a cross. Picked out Lauren Hemp, but she somehow hit it over the target. And she went down low for that. So she'll probably kick herself a little bit and think she should have scored. Tadja Scott says, come on, Kadja Shaw. We need 2 more goals before the coach takes you off. I think Tadja Scott was on this on our Arsenal Man City watch along a few weeks ago. Here is Shaw. She's got 1 goal already, as Tadja Scott's pointed out. It's now on the right wing. Yep, Tadja Scott confirming he was on it. Anyway, here's a good chance here. Jess Parks, she's got a goal already. Will she get an assist? Has she won a corner? No, it's a goal kick after all that. There were 1 or 2 players she could have played it across, and she's talking about to her teammates now. I think she's saying that she was looking for them. Who me? So we're just about to reach the hour mark. Man City 2, Spurs 0. Chelsea women getting their semi-final win last night over Man United at home. Rosella Yanni has gone off for Angela Addison. That's, if I've got my numbers correct, that's Spurs' second substitution of the game. They made one at half-time. But for any of you women football fans, let me know if there's any kind of content you'd like to see on Let's Talk Sport. We want to try and do a lot more women's football content, as well as watch-alongs. We'd love to try out other kind of video content. If you have any ideas that you'd like us to follow through, let us know. Always open to your ideas. It's what makes this channel important. It's you folks at home watching us and supporting the channel. And if you haven't yet, do subscribe to support the channel, and it's free to do so. It's a simple follow to the channel to keep an eye on when our future streams and videos come out. And activities we do. Now Jess Park on the right wing. Cross comes in. Headed out and now picked up by Demi Stokes. Now Caroline Weir. Oh, she's done well to get into the box, but has just lost it. Oswald says that there's a pre-season in February, Challenge Cup in March, and then the regular schedule is in May. Have they announced the pre-season fixtures then for February, Oswald? I'd like to check them out, because we can always try and do a watch-along on here if there are any that we can cover. Especially if they're on Twitch. Taja Scott says the women's CONCACAF World Cup qualifier will start this February the 17th. Jamaica women's will be playing. Keep an eye out for that. We'll try and do some watch-alongs if we can. In the CONCACAF women's teams has USA and Canada and Mexico. You know, USA best team, Canada one of the best teams as well. That would be an interesting group. Oswald saying Arnold Cup should be interesting with England facing Germany, Spain and Canada. Excuse me, I'm going to yawn. Long week. But yeah, the Arnold Clark Cup, I can't get over how different that is this year to the She Believes Cup, because the She Believes Cup was the one that kind of started it all, and now this year they've got kind of, no offence to them, but USA have got very low standard teams compared to the teams that they would normally have at these tournaments. The fact that they've not even got France in this tournament, weird that. But Arnold Clark must be giving out more money for teams to enter, because Germany, Canada and Spain, you know, decent nations, and to have it in England, it's pretty, they've done well there. It should be a good competition. I do wonder if we should have a format like that in men's football, really, to make the international breaks a bit more interesting. I know there's the Nations League, but I mean just a 4-team competition. Maybe just with the top 4 teams in the world in the FIFA rankings. Looks like Tottenham are going to make a 3rd substitution. There's been reports that not every Man City player is happy with Gareth Taylor being their manager, including Lucy Bronze. I think they've got their differences, but apparently, I do think whether you like it or not, that's the manager and you should respect it. Let me just check the latest in the Africa Cup of Nations, which you can join Luke right now in the watch along. So they've just about to reach 70 minutes there, and it's still goalless. So that game could go into extra time. And if not decided then, that could go to penalties. But at the moment in this game, Tottenham still on the back foot, not really getting much possession going. And quite frankly, a very simple, dominant performance on the field by Man City. So I'd be very surprised if Spurs even scored a goal. My predictions are below. I said it'd be a Man City 2-1 win. I could still be right, but I can't really see Spurs scoring. So Sommer then is coming on for Spurs. And Rachel Williams has just gone off for her. And that is a 3rd substitution for Spurs. I can't remember in the women's football competitions if they have 5 substitutions each per game, but we'll find out. Oswald says, many countries want their own tournament in their country, less travel and money in their own area. True, but then you've got Canada coming all the way over here to do it. But again, there's probably quite a few Canadians that play in Europe, so it's probably not a problem. Ooh, was that a foul? But yeah, I do like when She Believes Cup first came out, I did enjoy it. But I must admit, I enjoyed it when England won it. I think it was in 2019. So a few months before the World Cup took place in France. So it was a good World Cup warm-up for us. But of course, sadly, we lost to America in the semi-finals. If only Steph Houghton scored that penalty. But it still annoyed me that Ellen White didn't take it. Ellen White, who won the Golden Boot in that tournament, somehow she didn't take the bloody penalty. Instead, we had a defender take it. I've got nothing wrong with defenders taking it, but it's hard to kind of accept it when they miss, because you just think, well, maybe if a striker did it, might have been alright. So just over 20 minutes remaining. I'm not actually sure what the format is with this, if there was a draw after 90 minutes. I don't know if it's straight to penalties. I think it's straight to penalties in this format. It was like that last season because Man City got knocked out by United last season. Now with Demi Stokes. I'm just wondering what other matches are on tonight. Let's have a look. Oh, chance header, and that's in. And it's Lauren Hemp who scores with the header. I tell you what, she is good at headers. I've seen her score quite a few headers in the last few months now, and that's another goal for her. And that's surely put the game to bed. Man City 3, Spurs 0. I'm not sure who crossed that. It was from the right wing. Oh, it's Lucy Bronze. Oh no, it's not. It's Jess Park. So that, I might be wrong, but I think that's 2 assists and a goal for Jess Park tonight. Oswald says Mia Hamm refused to take the penalty shot as well. Strikers don't like to look silly missing the shot. I just don't get it. I really don't. You know, they spend enough time in training. I understand it's not a nice job to do, but you know, that's football for you. And anything, it's always difficult. And I think, you know, it looks good if you score. I know you can be a villain if you don't, but penalties are penalties. They're hit and miss things anyway. You don't really know what's going to happen. Most of the time, the outfield player should score them. Oh dear. Spurs so under pressure, they've just given it out for a corner. I think one of the Spurs defenders was trying to get it back to Rebecca Spencer and it was nowhere near her. So it looks like a double substitution for Man City. Probably just to rest a few players now. It looks as though... Who's just gone off there? Kira Walsh has gone off for Laura Combs. I might be wrong, but I think Laura Combs is an American player. And just seconds before seconds ago, Lauren Hemp scored the 3rd goal. She's been taken off by Julie Blackstad. Normal match for Lauren Hemp. She played really well tonight. There's not been a game I've not rated Lauren Hemp at all. She is a fantastic player. Oh, nearly got a through ball in. Now Georgia Stanway, she's played all the way back into City's half. And, well, Ellie Roebuck, the goalkeeper, she's not had to worry too much tonight, has she? She's probably been just walking around penalty area just to keep herself warm. That must be one of the challenges for goalkeepers when it's a cold match and their team is pretty much dominant from start to finish in the game. It must be just challenging for them just to keep themselves awake, you could say, or maybe just to stay warmed up. Of course, in England this summer, we've got an exciting summer ahead for women's football, the Women's Euros throughout July. Cannot wait. England, we kind of co-hosted the Euros last year, but we hosted the Wembley final, didn't we? And sadly lost to Italy in that final. Would love to see our women's team win it just to kind of make up for what happened last summer, because the Women's Euros final this summer is at Wembley. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Oh, good through ball to Laura Combs, I think it is, who's just come on, brings the cross into Shaw. Oh, she was travelling with the ball, Shaw, but she got contact with the ball, but it still went wide. It was actually Blackstad, sorry, with the cross into her. I don't think that she could have done any more towards that ball towards Shaw. It was a fantastic cross with her left foot, and then Shaw just missing the goal there. From close range, Shaw should have had her second goal of the night in my eyes. Oswald saying it interestingly here. Imagine if Vivian Miedema missing the penalty shot after all the goals she scored. Yeah, it depends on what occasion, I guess. I can't remember, but the Netherlands and the USA women's teams faced each other on penalties at the Olympics. But I can't remember if Miedema took one or not. And you know what? I have a feeling she missed. I'll have to watch that again. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm sure she missed. She scored in the game, but not in the penalties, I'm sure of it. Oswald says, Lauren Hemp, I like her aggressiveness compared to most Man City players besides Chloe Kelly. Don't like Man City passing back too much when you have so much space in front. We got Roberto Blondi saying, thanks for the stream. Wish I caught it earlier. You're very welcome. If you are enjoying the stream, Roberto Blondi, do click the subscribe button, give us a like, and we'd really appreciate your support. It's your following, folks, that keeps this channel going and to keep doing videos like this. Just over 10 minutes to go. Game pretty much done and dusted. I think it just comes down to how many more goals does City want. It's still goalless between Cameroon and Egypt, with 8 minutes to go there. So that looks like it could go to extra time. So I might have to watch that if that goes into extra time when this stream is done. Oh, there's a shot here. No, Georgia Stanway plays it to the right, to Park, I think. And it looks as though there's 3 substitutions coming up for Man City. Alex Greenwood's coming off. Captain of the day for them, since Steph Houghton is absent. Just shows the depth City have here when Ellen White is their secondary striker at the moment. So Alex Greenwood going off for Kennedy. Jess Park is done for the day. She's had a good game. Ellen White coming on. But yeah, I'd love to see Ellen White win a major trophy with England with all the goals that she's got. Hayley Rasu has come on. And Shaw only getting a goal, sadly. Taja Scott could have had 2 goals. She should have scored one of them. Roberto Blondie saying subscribed a fair while ago, mate, and liked, of course. Thank you. Thank you very much, mate. So, Tottenham have got a free kick to defend here. Caroline Weir with the free kick in. Dealt with well by the Spurs defence. Should clear it, but they've lost it in the box. It's gone out to the right wing again. Caroline Weir again, bringing the ball in. Header was way wide. Don't know if that came off a Spurs player at the end. Nope, don't think it did. Throw-in for City near the corner flag on the near side. Oswald saying it was Leek Martins that missed the penalty. That could have Netherlands up by 1 goal. Right, okay. But yeah, I just remember one of their main forwards missing a penalty, and I thought that might just be the killer moment for them. I must admit, the way Netherlands played in that tournament before the USA game, I thought the Dutch were the team to beat. USA then got the win, but then they lost in the next round. But they got bronze for Carly Lloyd's last major tournament. Carly Lloyd now 39, I think, and she played for Man City for a bit, let's not forget. And they got her at the time when she was technically the best player in the world by winning the FIFA awards. And that was actually before the FIFA Ballon d'Or was a thing. It was only back in 2018 that FIFA did a Ballon d'Or for women's football, which I can't believe we waited that long for one. Aga Hegerberg getting the very first one. But sadly all remembered by Martin Solvey asking her to twirl for her, which was a bit weird. But it's been a while since Aga Hegerberg was playing football. She was injured for a good year or 2. And then it was only earlier this season that she got herself back into it and got herself back fit. So good to see her nice and well. Well, I think I'm going to end the live poll since it's pretty much obvious who's going to win. I'll try and do a player of the match if you folks want to vote. Poll now ended. Man City winning by a landslide on the poll, and you were right. To those who voted. So vote for your player of the match. 3 options to choose from. All of them Man City. I think it would be very difficult to get a Spurs player on there, I'm afraid. So you've got Jess Park, Lauren Hemp, and Lucy Bronze to choose from. I could have put Shaw, but really all she did was score a tap-in. And she missed a free header close from goal. Five minutes to go. Can City get another goal? Nearly an own goal there. Which came off Jessica Naz, but I'll tell you what, if it was going on target, I don't think Spencer would have saved it because she was making her way to move. But she looks, to be honest, I hope Spencer doesn't see this, what I'm going to say, but she looks very stressed. I think she's finding tonight quite tough against Man City. But she's a good goalkeeper, though. She does make some good saves. Caroline Weir to take the corner of her left boot. Swung in, headed away by Bartrip. Now back to Georgia Stanway, just near the halfway line. Lucy Bronze with the ball in. Lands on the edge of the box. Bartrip again with a header. But yeah, the depth Man City have. If it wasn't for the way their season started with all those injuries, I think they would have been a lot more competitive at the top of the league. They can still do it. I think they can still finish second if they get it right, but it'll be a big task. Babito Blondie saying it has to be Ellie Roebuck for keeping warm with a wink face. Yep. She's kept herself warm and awake. No offence to Spurs, but there just really hasn't been any opportunities apart from that early one from Naz before there was any goals. And Spurs are making a substitution here. Looks as though Rhea Percival is about to come off. Started off the game with a bit of a knock on her knee, but she's been able to carry on as she jogs away back off the pitch. She's been replaced by Isabella Lane. Can't say I know much about her. See what she does over the next couple of minutes. But Percival getting a pat on the back from her head coach. And she's walking back to the bench, not happy at all in terms of her body language. Oh, nearly. Probably could have been 4-0 for City, but Tottenham survive. Oswald saying, think Ada going back to Norway national team. Oswald said, you should have seen US versus Honduras. So freaking cold, everybody wearing balaclavas to keep warm. Two Honduras players have frostbites. And then Oswald says, thanks for the stream. Oh, thank you for joining me, Oswald. Which US Honduras game are you on about? Are you on about the men's CONCACAF qualifying that they're doing this week? I watched the Canada-USA game, which we did a watch-along here on YouTube, and it was, Canada played well. USA started to get themselves back in the game, but then Canada put the game to bed on the last minute of stoppage time to make it 2-0. So, and it looked cold. Certainly looked cold. It was in a place called Hamilton in Canada, but not far from Toronto. So 93 minutes in now with Cameroon and Egypt. I think they're going to go into extra time. So I think I'll be watching that when this stream ends in about a minute or so. But we'll be here till the end of this game. Still got the play of the match, of course, to look through. Be sure to vote. Currently got Lauren Hemp at 75%, Jess Park at 25%, Lucy Bronze with 0. seconds away from the 90th. Be interested to see how much added time there is. Can't see there being much. 2 minutes maybe. But either way, Man City do have a chance at cup success this season, even if it's not going to be the Women's Super League. 3 minutes of added time from the fourth official. 3 minutes. Oh, they're under pressure again. Spurs trying to play from the back. And they're in trouble. Oh, shot blocked. But now here comes Spurs. Oh, they couldn't get a goal, could they? They've got 3 against 3 at the moment up front. Here's Naz. Outpaces her teammate. Oh, the pass across. Not the best. She tried to pick out one of the substitute players. Ellie Robic. Staying on the ground just to kill a few seconds. And I was going to say, she would hate to just lose a clean sheet like that. But yeah, City a bit asleep there. I think there's a corner here for City in the last minute of added time. I just missed where that ball went. I think it's a corner. Georgia Stanway just dragging herself to take the corner. So corner comes in, doesn't find anyone in the box, and it's gone out for a Spurs thrown on the opposite side. So we've reached the 93 minutes, and that's it. Referee blowing the whistle for full time, and to be honest, it's been a very one-sided semi-final tonight. Man City, nicely done to get themselves into a cup final for this season. So, really, even though they've had a bit of a bad start to the season, City, but with some of their players coming back, they do have a shot at silverware in a few weeks' time. They will be facing Chelsea women in the Continental League Cup final at the start of March. That, I believe, is March the 5th on a Saturday at AFC Wimbledon's ground. So Chelsea versus Man City, a clash of two big teams in the Women's Super League, so I'm sure it'll be a classic. But can they stop Lauren Hemp? Sorry, not Lauren Hemp. It's all been about Lauren Hemp on my stream. Can they stop Emma Hayes' team from winning another trophy? Because they just win every trophy going at the moment, don't they? But anyway, ended there 3-0. A good win for City. Spurs, a great run for them, I'll say that now, despite the defeat tonight, and they've not really had much presence up front tonight. All I'd say is that if Jessica Naz had scored that opportunity, it might have been a different game. But at the end of the day, Man City controlled the possession, kept in Spurs' half, and 3 goals out of it. So I think for Spurs, as I said, they've never got this far in this cup before. So either way, it's been a good campaign for them. Just like Man United when they lost last night to Chelsea. Roberto Blondie's got a message for Oswald, said, yes, I heard about that. The men's team were substitutes because of temperatures, though. Oh, my God. Last thing you want to do is be a substitute in a very cold ground. Oswald says, Man City versus Chelsea will be exciting. Can't wait to see the stream for that. It might not be me. It might be someone else doing the stream on the channel, because I normally cover the cup finals for women's football magazines. So I don't know yet. I'm waiting to find out if there's accreditation, but if so, then I'll probably be there instead. Oswald says that the US men's national team versus Canada was an embarrassment, and it was a World Cup qualifier. Canada are going to win the group. I think they've won the group. They're 4 points clear. They were delighted, I think, when Mexico got the draw against Costa Rica the other night. Goalless. Great chance for Mexico to go ahead of USA, but instead they're level on points with them. Still a few games to go, though. But in terms of USA trying to get control over Canada, they've sadly shot themselves in the foot. But I'll tell you this now, the occasion and the atmosphere at that Canada-USA game, there was only one winner. But yeah, Canada, I mean, look, USA, they're going to get to the World Cup. I'll be very surprised if they don't this time. If they didn't this time, then they're in big trouble. They can't afford to miss out on 2 World Cups in a row. Got a message from Roberto Blondi. Great stuff, thanks for the stream. Well done, City, and hard luck, Spurs. Should be a great final. Yes, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much, as always, for joining me on the Let's Talk Sport watch along. This time with Man City beating Spurs in the Conte League Cup semi-finals. Do join us again. If you are wanting a bit more football tonight, Luke Tanner is live right now, which I believe has gone into extra time between Cameroon and Egypt, as it's still goalless there. So do join him for that. Keep him company, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching.